Hi, this is Julie Chabrian, and welcome to my tutorial on how to turn your sketches into exportable files. Now, this process is great for getting your drawings and sketches into a file format that can be run in other programs to control machines like laser engravers, laser cutters, water jet, and CNC plasma cutters. This is a cool technique too because you can use this to print your image with a toner printer, which opens up all kinds of transfer possibilities. So getting your sketches into this black and white logo-like format really broadens the possibilities of what you can do with your sketches. So here's a sketch of a poppy that I made, and I've edited it so that it is a real crisp and clean black and white image using these markers. So I got rid of all my stray pencil lines or smudges that will cause problems in the program later. So once I get it how I want, I'll scan it into my computer. I use a relatively high DPI and save it as a JPEG on my desktop. Once you do that, open it up in Adobe Illustrator and you're going to click Image Trace. And then you want to click Black and White Logo. Now if you look, there's a bunch of other options that you can choose with that image trace. So here's an example of some of the other things that happen. But I like the black and white logo, so that's what I use. So here we go, image trace, black and white logo. And then once it's finished doing that, you want to click up at the top, expand. What that will do is convert it into your outlines. So that's really nice that it gives you this path that has anchors, which you can manipulate like you do with any other pen tool drawing. So at this point you might have to do some editing. If you're using a machine that's going to cut out your image, you might need to connect some spots or open up some spots so that you don't lose your detail so it doesn't drop out. So the next thing is to save it in a format that your machine needs or that the operator is going to need. A lot of times a PDF format will be sufficient. A lot of people and companies have ways to convert it into whatever their machine needs from a PDF. So I am going to save this one as a PDF because I'm going to use it to print with a toner and do a gold foil technique on top of it, which is really cool, and that's going to be in another video. So I'm going to save this as a PDF for later. And then I'm going to show you some other ways that you can save this. So if you go to File, Export, there's going to be some other options in the drop-down of other file formats that you can use. Now a really cool one is this DXF one, and that's one that they use with water jets and some CNC plasma cutters. I am going to be sending another file to a laser engraver, so I'm going to need to save it as this SVG compressed because that's what his laser engraving machine can use. Now there might be a little back and forth between you and the operator just to get the file to kind of come out perfect. So always do a test and always communicate and make sure they've got it going. Okay, so real quick I'm going to show you again from start to finish. This is a sketch of my signature that I'm going to use. And I've done the same process. I did a couple sketches or a couple drafts of it, scanned it into my computer, saved it as a JPEG, opened it in Adobe Illustrator here, and then did the image trace and expand. Now don't worry if there's some junk kind of around your image. You can just select it like this once it's in outlines and delete it, except for a little bit of dust that's on the screen. Okay. So this is pretty cool. Now I have my sketch, or my signature, in an outline format, which is sweet because now I can edit it, I can convert it into different files and have it cut or laser engraved or whatever. And my plan for this is I'm making this chop. It's kind of like a certificate of authenticity that I'm going to add to all of my sculptures. So I wanted to have my signature and my logo and the date. So that's kind of what I'm building here. And then I'll save it as that SVG compressed, SVGZ, and send it out to the laser engraver. Now the cool thing about having all of this in outlines is that now if you need to change the colors or if you need to do a negative, which is what I'm doing here, you already have it as a, you can convert it to a live paint group path. So what you do is you select your whole image and then just select your live paint bucket tool. So for this, you can see that what I'm doing is everything that's black I'm making white, and everything that's white I'm making black, because this is one of the processes that my laser engraving guy needs for one of those more special materials that we're going to be putting this on. So it's just a different technique, a different process that he needs. He needs the negative of whatever the image is that I want. So this is going to take a while to do this, to convert this. I'm sure there's an easier way to do a negative of an image, but I'm not real sure how to do it and then get it back into my outlines. So I'm just going to do this. It's going to take me a couple of minutes and I'll get it back to where I need it. And then I'll save it as that SVGZ and send it off to him. Alright, here it is, all done. I'm going to save it and send it off. And I'll have a video of this being laser engraved coming up soon too. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.